Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Okay, so by show of hands, who here is a real estate agent or broker or professional? Real estate professional? Great. Making sure you're in the right place. If you're not, put in the chat what your profession is so we can know about that. Great. I like the emoji hand Kay put up. Awesome. I love Jose's getting his workout in. Fitness first. Fantastic. All right. So good to see you guys. So who here already has a Dubb account set up by show of hands? Great.
Or put a one in the comments.
Put a 1 in the chat if you do not have one yet and you're excited to see the possibilities. Okay, please either by show of hands or put a yes in the chat if you already have contacts in your Dubb account. These are your circle of influence, your friends, your family, your past clients. Okay, I'm seeing a lot fewer hands here. So put a 0 in the chat if you have not yet put any contacts into your Dubb account. I'm not seeing the chat yet. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Good. Sam, good to see you here, sir. Rick says not yet. Cher says not yet. Brandon not yet. Barry not yet. Okay. Rich has a few contacts. Okay, so for those of you that said not yet, and really for everyone, do you have a database list of contacts in a spreadsheet? Just type yes if you do. Yee. All right. Awesome. Brandon says, all right. Well, I think it would be beneficial to kind of talk about that. So Dubb is both a video hosting platform as well as a CRM, which means that you can upload your contacts and you can add more details about them. Who here already knew that? I'm just trying to get a pace for the room of who's doing advanced stuff and who's kind of more basic. And so it is helpful to see you guys since you did carve out the time to be here. All right, intentions. What our goal for you is that you walk away from these workshops on Thursdays having recorded at least one video, put something into place. Because how many times have we spent time on meetings where we walk away and we go, wow, that meeting was just a meeting, just a bunch of ideas. So if you'll put distractions away and you'll actually be willing to hit record, then we'll be good to go. All right, another little poll here for us. Who has, for your Dubb, who has the Dubb mobile app on your phone already downloaded? Sweet, thanks for the participation, guys. Almost all of us. So that's really good. If you don't have it yet, you don't have a Dubb account yet, Yina, maybe you could drop a link for them to go grab a Dubb account and get set up, and then, remember that there's an iPhone and an Android app. Perfect. So let's record. All right. By show of, I guess, numbers, you can either hold up the number if you're being really participatory, or you are going to type it into the chat. How many videos have you recorded this week just having conversations with people in your network, in your circle of influence, in your sphere of influence? Kay says 1. Thank you. You're on it, Kay.
0. Okay, a couple of zeros. Bill, 3, 9. Multiple.
Bill, 3. All right. He's front runner here. Eddie says multiples. Keeping the mystery alive, sir.
Right.
All right.
More than one.
2. Jose Martinez says 80.
Ooh, Jose is
okay. Wow. I'm about to get on a treadmill. I'm standing up. This guy's got a lot of energy. All right, good. That's amazing. And just to clarify, are those 80 different individual videos, or you've sent 80 videos out into a group, right? That's a little bit of one-on-one versus one to many.
They are individual. So they're my Facebook leads, and I just make it personal for every single one of them.
Killer.
You guys hearing this? Yes. I see claps from Lynn. And Lynn is also notorious for that. Anyone who comes into your world, imagine the difference when all they get is a follow-up text-based email from everyone else or a spam call versus actually getting to see Jose's face. So fantastic. Wonderful. Rick says, I sent 1 video to 117 contacts through Wise Agent. Awesome. So Dubb video integrates with I think the majority of real estate CRM tools, and it's also a CRM if you find it useful for you. So perfect. All right, you guys. So Ruben and I were talking about right before this meeting that one of the lowest hanging fruit is sending these videos. Jose just shared an example of generating brand new leads, but a lot of you said here that you actually have a current list of your sphere of influence. And my question to you is, when's the last time you sent any of them a video? Right? Within the last 6 months, 10 months, have you ever sent them a video?
Never. Yeah.
Some of you might be calling them regularly. So you've got a to-do list. You're waking up and thinking, I need to make these phone calls. Have you sent a video to Valentine's Day? Okay, cool. Monthly market report. Eddie, that's great. That's phenomenal. And I think we're going to talk about that a little bit today. And maybe Eddie, you can even kind of share an example here with the group if you have one that you've recently done. I have them on action plans to call. Yeah, Rick, that's pretty typical. Like, that's great. So I think our question for you is, Are you willing to test out sending a video and seeing how that response rate goes as well? The nice thing about a video landing in someone's inbox or a direct message rather than a phone call ringing their phone is that we're all running around like maniacs. And how many times do we answer the phone when we'd actually really want to hear from that person, but we're so busy that we're not really making the connection or the time for it. So this is asynchronous communication. It allows them to watch that video, have that touch point kind of in their own time and space, which is nice. Does not replace phone calls. Don't think I'm saying that, you guys. It is cherry on top, icing on the cake. So Reuben, I think we were talking about doing a example of how you can just take action immediately on sending an email out to someone on your list and then turning it over to you guys to actually do that today. Because in your words, you need to get the reps in, right? How many of us have
I think it's
felt
just a
like,
really good exercise
yeah,
to
go
get
ahead.
ourselves comfortable recording a video. This is the low-hanging fruit. This is sales 101. Bottom of funnel prospects, low-hanging fruit, the people that are warmest in our list. Let's go nurture them. Maybe they're considering using someone else, or maybe they're considering selling their home, and getting them at the right time, at the right place, and making that human connection with the video is powerful. So yeah, the idea here is for everyone just to record a simple video to a prospect that you have in your mind. If it's a make-believe prospect just for practice, that's okay. But if you have actually someone that you want to communicate with and sort of send them an update, this is a great chance for you to do it. So we just like to say, a 30-second video. Grab your Dubb mobile app. If you don't have that installed, that's fine. You could just use your native camera and upload it later.
This use case that we're going to cover, we're about to set you guys loose in a moment. What I want you to imagine is we all have a past book of business, right? Most of us, at least, you've worked with someone or gotten close to work with someone. Maybe the deal fell through, whatever that is. You guys all have a past contact list. And what we're going to talk about today is just a simple video. You have two options, right? You can either record a video specifically for that contact, hey, John, or we're going to record a video that's going to be recycled, and you're going to be able to send this same video to past contacts. I recommend the personal approach. Like our buddy Jose just said, they're all getting videos where they're saying, hey, John, it's Jose, got your information, can't wait to take great care of you. That's going to be more impactful. But depending on your bandwidth, on your comfort level, things like that, I often try to give people a easier task to start with. So Jose is a powerhouse. He's done 80 of those in a week. Can't expect that from everybody, but what I can expect, what every one of you are very capable of doing, is recording at least one video for your past clients, past communications, past leads. And in that video, you're going to say, hey guys, I got a brand new tool where we're able to communicate with video. Just wanted to put a face to the name and touch bases with you guys. How's it going? How's the family? Any plans this year? There's some really interesting things happening. I want to get you updated on the market. Click below to call me or text me, or let's set up some time for coffee. A simple video like that can then be recycled to all of your past clients who've disappeared off the face of the earth. So that's what I want to take a moment here for, guys, is you're either going to choose a specific target, a specific client, hey, John, or you're going to take the easier route, right? Not easier is not always best. You're going to take the easier route, and you're going to record a recyclable video where you say, hey guys, it's John. Just wanted to put a face to the name, touch base with you. I know it's been a little while since we've communicated, and just wanted to say, how's it going? Like I said, market update. There's some interesting things happening in the zip code, and I wanted to just touch base with you guys and see what your plans are. Super generic script that I just said there. But the point is they're going to look forward to seeing this. They're going to say, wow, this was so cool. They're going to respond much differently than they ever will from a plain text email. That is one of my favorite things to say because it's so true. And I've seen this happen like 1,000 times, literally. You send plain text all the time and nobody ever responds, wow, this is an amazing email. You're an amazing writer. This is incredible. But they will respond to video like that. You will get responses and someone's going to say, this was so cool. Thanks so much for this video. I've never seen something like this before. Thanks for taking the time to make this for me. Again, responses that you're never going to elicit from plain text. And using the tech, it's just as easy. Instead of typing, it's probably easier. We can talk easier than we can type, and we can elicit emotion and inflection and all these different things that we get to do in person. And now it's easy as typing. So let's go ahead. I've talked enough. I'm going to give you guys a little break here. Decide whether it's for John or is it a recycled video. We're going to go a little pause here, guys. Let's do 2 minutes tops in case you need you need to retry or whatever. Make sure you use the pause button in case you mess up. Or Or if you do a perfect 2-minute video and then you got a mistake in there, don't worry, don't re-record it. We can just trim the piece off. So let's go, guys. We're going to go camera off here for 2 minutes. Everyone ready? All right. I'm going to start the timer now. Go cameras, mics off. Everyone do a video here. For John or for everybody. Let's do it.
All right. Hopefully everyone has captured a couple of videos. Paige, if you want to bring us back in.
Definitely. Okay, who here, can we be like fully accountability squad at this point? Who here by show of hands or in the chat was able to record something just now? Okay, good. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Put a 0 or please help in the chat if you're completely and utterly confused about how to record a video. I always want to know where people are. And put a yes in the chat if you're excited to learn a little bit more about how we can take this further. Rich says he's in process. Yeah, I thought that was a short amount of time. I agree.
I was going to say, share, you got a good thing there doing pop buys today. We love pop buys. And the only problem with pop buys is they're limited. You can only perform so many of those a day. So maybe you take a day and do virtual pop buys where you're sending videos, say, hey, just popping by.
To incorporate video. Perfect. Okay, great. Would it be helpful? I think it would be helpful if I kind of shared some ways that I would just take action. Great. Love this. I'm good. Recorded. Fantastic. Fantastic. The beautiful thing about recording these is they get to be very fast. And I speak to people on a weekly basis that say, I have 21 people I know could hear from me. Do I record 21 videos or do I record one video? And to Darius's point, something that's fast may not always be the best. So I always encourage the more personalized, the better, and to not overwhelm yourself thinking it's going to be harder than it is. So let me share my screen. Is that cool with you guys? And
sounds great.
Hop into my Google Chrome right here. I want to talk about the AI assistant. I want to talk about where I would start if I'm having complete and utter writer's block. Let me actually just copy this and start back over. When you log in to your Dubb account, and hopefully all of us are going to have one by the end of this call, there is an AI assistant here. You can write an email, you can write a sales script, you can tell them about something, you can brainstorm ideas on. I can also just click this other, and I'm going to paste in what I wrote. But just spur of moment, I wrote, write a quick message to follow up with an old client and friend, or it could be a prospect, whoever it may be, and let them know that the real estate market in Louisville, which happens to be my city in Kentucky, is changing. So let's book a call, right? Click submit, and this actually writes copy for you inside of Dubb. If you haven't seen this is new. It's already included in your account, which is great. Hey, name, hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out and let you know that the real estate market here in Louisville is really changing. I'm sure you'd love to know what's going on in case you're thinking of investing in a new home or selling your current one. Let's book a call to catch up, discuss our options, make sure you have the latest, greatest information in your real estate journey. What time works for you this week? So that's level number 1. And I think if you have a market update video, which we're going to talk about here in a second, you can actually link to it. And that way you can just get them direct to that information. One of the things Ruben and I have been talking about is people are a little bit more hesitant these days to schedule time, but they will take the next click on their mobile phone in between what they're doing, walking on a treadmill, right? Jose, I'm just loving that you're doing that. Or they're in between picking up kids from hockey practice and doing something else. So they will take time to learn more if you'll just give it to them then. And then they'll book a time when they're really, truly ready for it. So offering both options is really great. I want to take it a step further. Okay. For those of you, actually just so I can get a pulse on this, who here already has a CRM that they're utilizing on a daily basis? Put a 1, put a 0 if you're sort of still open to it, maybe doing things on paper or putting things in a spreadsheet. 0.5, respect. Totally understand. Great. Okay. I said 1 if you've already got one. So a lot of you guys already have one, which is fantastic. Using Dubb for CRM. Awesome, David. Follow-up boss. I'm guessing wise agent for a couple of you guys. That's perfect. So one of the other things to make this even more personalized. So let's say I take this, I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it into under assets and scripts. I'm actually going to build it into a teleprompter script. If this is helpful, just put yes in the chat. If you haven't seen this kind of stuff and this is useful, I'm going to call this catch up. If you want to see something more advanced and you go, I already get all this stuff, just put advanced in the chat. It's so helpful for us to get that feedback from you guys. So we bring more to the workshops. Now we have a script. We have all of this written in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and save. This means we have the teleprompter script. And in case you haven't seen it, these little helpful things, the pop-ups show you more information. And I believe it's going to walk you through step by step if you don't get it here or are moving too fast. Now I would do this. I would go into my CRM, whichever one you may be using, and I would figure out who is that person I'm going to reach out to. Let's say I'm going to reach out to Alex, and I would look at my notes. Last time I talked to her, she wanted to sell a home after the winter months. Her wife, Lisa, and dog Bruno are her best friends, right? So I would actually incorporate that in. If you're the person who needs to read word for word on a script, you could go back into the script and actually add that. And if you're willing to just be yourself and personable, you could pull up the script and then incorporate those things while glancing at your notes. So I'm just going to go ahead and just show you guys real quick. I believe I can record at the exact same time. So now I have my teleprompter. Catch up. This is me recording it on the desktop on my laptop, but you can do the same thing on the phone. So by like show of thumbs, that makes sense to everybody that you can do this also on a mobile app. Perfect. Okay, great. So then I would just do something like this and hit record. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Alex, it's been so long since we last spoke. I hope that you and Lisa are doing wonderful and Bruno is just as cute as ever. And I wanted to reach out to you because I know you said you might want to sell as the winter rounds out and the market is changing, as you know. I would love to share with you more about it. In fact, below there's a market update of what I really feel like is pertinent these days. And if you want to book time to talk even more about, selling your home in the upcoming months, then there's a link to my calendar as well. All right, take care and talk soon. Cheers. Whoops. I'm just going to hit the enter key if, there we go. If I didn't have Zoom taking over all my controls. You can hit enter, which is kind of a fast track to getting that done. So you don't have to look down at the check box. Checking in on pulse, is this useful? With a yes or no, is this useful so far to see this? Next step I would do, okay, cool. Thanks for the feedback, you guys. And
great teleprompter read, Paige. That was really, really, really good.
Appreciate it. Well, getting in the reps, right? The more you do it, the more you think on your feet, the more you hit record. It's kind of like, the more you bowl, the more likely you're going to hit a strike. That's a weird analogy because I'm terrible at bowling, but I'm good at video on the fly. All right. The next thing I'm going to do as soon as this is done is I'm going to name this video because this video title is going to be visible in the link. It's going to be visible a number of places. Just trust me on that. And I would say something like, hey, Alex, wanting to catch up. Okay. Click save on that. And we are as good to go. If I've already recorded the market update, which we're going to talk about here in a second, then I'll go ahead and add that as a playlist video. Type in a 1 if you already know about playlist videos and you're utilizing them, or 0 if you have no idea. But basically it means that I get to put the market update in here. I'm just going to choose this one, for example. Good. A lot of people know about it. And then the market update is going to play directly after I've spoke to Alex. There's something that I want to talk about that's a little bit more advanced, which is putting Dubb forms on a page and having people opt in. You guys have heard of like opt-ins and lead gen. You want people to opt in for information. So you could use a market update as a lead magnet or a freebie for people to opt in for. In this case, Alex is already in my circle of influence. I already have her email. I don't need her to opt in. I just need her to see the information. So let's pretend that this is that market update and we'll come back and replace that in just a second. And then I said, if she wanted to book time on my calendar, that's a call to action. And I want you guys to see what this looks like on the front end of this page. So when I come up here, it auto saves. That's what this green box is. And then if I click on this button, this is my favorite handy dandy to the actual live web page, landing page. We tend to use a lot of jargon here. This is the link to that page. And if I just click this button, it takes me over pretty quickly. So this is what it's going to look like when Alex receives it. Are you guys seeing my screen here? So pretend that's the market update. And if you haven't done anything to customize your pages yet, we can get to that in a moment, but you can add your own logo. So, Paige Batcher, with Dubb Realty, make believe realty right here. And then you can also add a background image and you can add your own brand colors. You can change some of the settings on the video page as well. And one of my favorites I'm partial to is the animated GIF, which is under details, under advanced settings, and display animated thumbnail. Now, when we go back and view this page, I should be waving. I've gotten into a very good habit of waving. You can do this while you're recording on your phone, and you can do this while you're on a desktop. So I am trying to make sure you guys are not seeing a bunch of random things in your screen. You're just seeing my browser, right?
Yeah, you're
No, it
good.
looks great. It's just your
Correct.
browser. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys. I've got like way too many things overlaid. All right, so
Paige, we had a question from Scott about
Yes.
how do you use the teleprompter if the video camera is above the text?
I was going to say too, I dropped a little bit of information in there for you guys on that. If you have like your camera is 1 or 2 inches above your computer, like it's a sort of sitting on top, it might be a few inches away from the teleprompter. And if you're this close, it's going to be obvious that you're reading, right? Because you're looking up here versus down there or down here. So what you'll need to do if you're using the teleprompter on the desktop and the camera is sitting an inch or 2 above the monitor, you'll need to come a certain distance back like this, so that it's your eye line isn't obvious that you're reading, because at a really close distance, it's going to look like you're looking here, reading the screen. Another really important tip for that is make sure you're only reading from the top line of the teleprompter. Because if you go down into the middle and bottom lines of the teleprompter, all of a sudden you're near the middle of the screen and you're looking here versus looking here. So make sure that you are a distance enough back, and make sure you're only reading from the top line of the teleprompter as it passes. And that'll ensure your eye line stays right up near the top of the screen.
this is great. I have one more suggestion for you if you're open to it, which is to think of yourself sitting across the table for coffee with the person you're about to record to. This is why putting in the reps 1-to-1 is so important, because you get to sound natural to one person instead of what's a harder task is to make it sound natural to one person, but you're sending it to 100 people. So I recommend doing that because you're going to get more comfortable. And listen, don't fact check me on this, but I do believe it to be true. I learned this from John Asseroff, who runs NeuroGym. If you take 6 deep breaths, it actually resets your neuroprogramming temporarily. So just do that. Take 6 deep breaths and then go, okay, I'm in an actual state of calm and genuinely myself, rather than I got to create this video. I got to make this video. I got to, that radio announcer voice. Like, if any of us been guilty of that, I listen to my stuff back all the time and I go, oh my gosh, I sound like I'm a broadcaster and a news anchor, but that's not really the style I was trying to go for. I wanted to be more human. So take those breaths, think about that person, and then hit record. All right, to go full circle here, just real quick, we're going to round this out. Now that I have this set up with the market update, with the link to my calendar ready to go, there's 2 options. If I already have Alex in Dubb as my CRM, we already know that. I can go ahead and click up here and I can, what am I doing? Oh, I haven't configured my email address. So there's one more step for me that I can show you guys in a second. In this account, this is a new demo account. But the simplest way, and especially if you have it in other CRMs, is you can collect this link right here. This is my favorite go-to button. Copy for email with GIF preview. Okay. I click on that and then I go into Gmail and I'm going to send it to Alex. And then I'm going to say, hey, right. Catching up. And then I'm going to write a little bit. Hey, Alex, I'm going to add some context. And then I'm just doing, you can do Command paste, or you can come in here and paste it. I guess on a Mac, it's Command V. And now that this is pasted, Alex, when Alex gets this email from me, she's going to see me waving, me smiling, that it's a 34-second long video. It looks like a video. When she clicks on it, she's going to land on the landing page, which looks like this currently. And if we design it up for our brand and we have the logo, we have a background, and you have your signature with all your details, can you imagine how professional that will be? A lot of you guys have already done this. Some of you haven't. So I'm going to stop now to kind of get a pulse for things. Was this useful in any way? Was there anything you picked up, any nugget? Hey, I didn't think to use the AI, or hey, I didn't think to use the playlist, or that was useful. I'll take your feedback in the chat. It'd be really useful to know if this was helpful. Bill says yes. Cher says yes. Ruben says yes. Also add video in the subject line. Yes, you can put video in parentheses or in brackets. Like, I have a video included for you, video for you. I recorded this for you. You can use their name in the subject line, especially if it's personalized. That can really get people to connect. Can you please tell us more about using the market update as a lead magnet? Yes, I would absolutely love to. That would be great. I think that's where we were heading next, Ruben. Am I wrong on that?
No, Sounds great.
The agenda. Helpful, yes, 6 deep breaths. Seriously, I know.
Yeah. I think that the great transition point here before we move on to the lead magnet is the reps here are to send these engaging video messages to your hottest prospects. It's 10, it's 100 folks, maybe it's 1,000, however many you're able to handle. Schedule a time in your calendar. Maybe you do them all in one day. Maybe you allocate 1 hour per day. The key here is consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Very helpful. Need more reps.
I was gonna say, one last piece here, guys. Before we move to the market update, which is a one-to-many. One final piece on the one-to-one video, which is personalizing the thumbnail. Like if you're going to record a video just for somebody, especially a prospect that doesn't know who you are yet, I always recommend to add some sort of personalization into the video itself. So like Paige gave a very good example of the wave, but with the app, there's another feature. You can use a whiteboard, you can use a piece of paper or something, but the app actually has this built right in, this little whiteboard feature right here at the top of the app. So when I tap this, I can say like this, hey, Paige. And then now that becomes the thumbnail for my video. So I say, hey, Paige, like this. And that becomes a really interesting thumbnail for people that don't yet know who we are, because they're going to see this video is instantly for them, about them. And people are interested in things about themselves. So just another key there to get more clicks and views on those personal videos. If you're going through the trouble to make a custom video for them, that might be another little flavor there to get some more clicks and views on it. So,
okay. Quick question, Darius.
Yes.
When you do that little whiteboard, can you send it to multiple people? And when you do the tags, and then it'll show the names?
No, because that's actual video. But yeah, you got to write their name. That one's just the one-to-one approach. That'd be pretty cool though if you could insert their name dynamically. Maybe down the road here. Nice, Jose. All right, let's talk about the market. Just wanted that last little piece for one-to-one, guys. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the market update, because we just mentioned putting that on a playlist for a video like this. And let's talk about how you could position it as a lead magnet on your social media for people who are not already on your list. Okay. The other thing I want to kind of come full circle on, while I'm going to ask you a question in the chat, is in the chat, can you tell me what city you're in? I want to get some city examples here. And then I also want to come full circle so that you don't feel like this is an overwhelming experience to be able to send off these contacts. For those of you who said you don't have contacts in your CRM yet in Dubb, it's very simple. You click the add new contacts and import. You can import from a CSV spreadsheet. You can save those from a number of programs, including Excel and Numbers, save it in that format. Choose the file, and then it's going to ask you on the next screen which column is their email, which column is their phone number, which column is their first name, last name. It's very simple. They upload almost instantly, which is incredible. And then now you have your contacts in here. One more thing to go full circle to show you that if you're sending just a few emails a day, or Ruben, you'll have to be the definitive voice on this as to what the limit is here. But if you go into team, and you go into campaign settings, you can, with a click of a button, you guys are going to watch me do this, set up your email campaign settings by going to the very simplest of all of them is if you use Gmail, but there's also Outlook, Mailgun, SMTP. You can put in any kinds of ones, but Gmail is just with a couple of clicks. So I just click here to connect and connect to one of my very many Gmail accounts here, pop that in, and I can do 100 per day.
Now, there is a limit of up to 300 per day for paid Gmail and Outlook accounts. Not beyond 300. You won't be able to send more than 300 per day. These are the limitations set out by Gmail and Outlook. And so if you have a paid not a free, so if it says at Gmail, at Outlook, those are free. Those would not be able to send more than 100 per day. So that's why this first limit is placed there. If you guys want to increase this limit, you have a paid Gmail or Outlook, just reach out to our support team, support@dubb.com, and say, please increase the limit on my Gmail, and we can manually come increase this limit. We put that here to keep you guys safe, though, so you don't go get in trouble by sending too many emails.
Yes. And if you wanted to go well beyond 300 a day, you'll use an SMTP provider. Sounds a little bit techie. I have a training on it. There's plenty of trainings on the Dubb support help desk articles. So, just reach out for help because you can get that set up very quickly. All right. So let's dive into market update. What cities do we have here? We have Toronto, Las Vegas, Salem, Oregon, Fort Worth. Wait, is that the full official name? Fort Worth by God? Okay. Sherman, Texas, Murfreesboro, Hartford, Connecticut, Little Rock, Decatur, Texas, Philly. Scott, what is that? Peole. I don't even know what state you're in. Sherman, Texas. Did I say that one? Great. Moorestown, New Jersey. Clearly, you've never been to Texas. It's God's country, right? Is that what we're talking about here? Okay. And I don't see the whiteboard button on my Android. Maybe you can help him out with that, Darius, in the chat. Rick was saying he's looking for that whiteboard button. Wow. All right. You guys are from all over. So this is great. Lynn, pick one of these cities here so I'm not playing favorites. I'm going to make you do it.
Okay, Murfreesboro.
Murphy. Okay, you picked the Tennessee city. Let's do it. All right. So options are always great. We can go to Google and we can look for a real estate, market update. So I'm going to pull up. Here's one from Redfin, right? I think it's a pretty trusted source. I'm moving fast, choose what you want to share and display with your audience clearly, but I just want to show you guys how to take imperfect action. So we can actually record you in front of this article explaining about the market and what's happening. So forgive me as I completely wing it here, because if I say something wrong, don't hold it against me. But the point is, we're going to use the Dubb Chrome extension. Are you guys seeing this?
Yes.
I am. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Too many accounts here. This is logged into the wrong account. So just give me one second.
This is not something that most of you guys will have to worry about. Just the Dubb team here, who usually has more than one account to sort of log in and out of. So that's not something you guys will be dealing with. So you probably just have the one account.
Exactly. So here we are. All right, we are ready to go. And these little options right here, my mic's on, my webcam is on now. You guys see me in the bottom here? Sorry guys. My webcam is on. There's other options. There's annotation. I'm going to turn that on to show you guys what we can do with it. And then there's even other things. If I want the teleprompter, which I don't, because I'm going to actually go, sorry guys. I'm going to go by improving this for this example. And then up top here, are you guys seeing me hover over these buttons? I know there's a lot going on.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate the verbal or the nonverbal feedback that's useful, and the verbal feedback. All right. So this is the current tab in my browser, which means that it's not going to, when it records, show that I also have a Dubb setup checklist open and this real estate workshops sheet. And so if I want to, I only have to show the current tab, which I think will be clean in the final video. Everybody understanding what that means? And then we can do camera only. We can do a lot of other things. We can even pull in videos from YouTube. There's a lot more, but let's just hit record on this. In the settings here, if I want to, I can make my webcam even bigger, because let's say I'm important here and I want them to know that it's me and I'm an expert in this market. And here we go. So there's some other things you can do, really fun stuff. Like you can turn this into a square. If you like circle better, totally your call. And I'm going to go ahead and click record. It counts you down and shows you that it's about to start, which I like, is to be able to like, hey, I just wanted to give you a quick update right now on the Murfreesboro housing market. A lot of things are changing. Actually, the average sale price is down because we all know that interest rates are going up and sale prices are going down. I'm going to tell you what I think of this and make some use of this as an expert to help you sell your home. And ultimately, what I think is if you've been holding off or wanting to move in the market, the best thing to do is to talk about your options. I would absolutely love to do that for you. So I've got a link to my calendar below. Let's connect. And my number is in my signature as well if you just want to give me a ring or send me a text message. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Now, I kind of rushed that, but just to get a pulse, was that useful to see that that's possible for you to do? Did that make sense? Like, how many people by show of hands are already doing that? Okay, I'm seeing like some kind ofs, and I'm seeing for sure, I see a confident, who's this? It's really hard to see in this little classroom setup. I don't know who this is, but I liked your confidence, sir. You've been doing it. All right, Kish says yes, awesome. Perfect.
Guys, I just put a little micro training. It's three minutes long, and it covers exactly what we just discussed. It talks about how to pull up a report, how to use the extension, and how to do a market update, exactly what she just showed. There's a little micro recording, 2.5 minutes long. I just placed that into the chat. So don't watch it right now, but go ahead and click the link and then watch that after if you want to focus on that newsletter, that market update. I called it a newsletter in that link, but it's essentially the same thing. Market update, newsletter. It's a video that you're going to touch your entire database, your sphere of influence with.
Yes. So one cool thing is that this is actually already titled pretty well because it's taking the title of the name of the article that I was sharing that screen for. But I would probably do something like that from page. They're going to notice that it's Redfin immediately because we're on the Redfin website. But then that way it's in the title and the SEO for me when I share this. Another couple of things to kind of close the loop on this. Now this video is here. So do you guys remember the first video to Alex? And I wanted to actually put the market update in the playlist. You go to details, and that's where we're going to put it, is right here. So here's the market update for Alex. Not only that, but of course I can send this market update to the whole list. So let's talk about sending a full email. When I go into CRM and I go into campaigns and I go into email.
You probably need to put a physical address first because that's part of CAN spam compliancy.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is for everybody, guys. Whenever you're doing any sort of mass email or bulk, even if it's to 2 people, it's considered a bulk email. You are required to add a physical address to the email sender. This is going to be every single tool out there, MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, Dubb. You do need to put a physical address, and it does need to be one of your addresses. I've had people ask, here, can I put some other address? No, that will potentially open you up to a fine. So make sure that it's a business address. It doesn't have to be a physical address. You can have a virtual address. There's some services where you can buy an address online, PO box, but it does have to be an address that is related to you. Don't use somebody else's. Okay.
Okay, great. I'm going to just go ahead and put this in. Actually, I think it'd be helpful. How many people here would be helpful for to just see this kind of played out? I do have I'm seeing a couple of hands up. So I do have a business address. I just go to my local post office and buy a PO box and pay for it every 6 months. So that way, when my emails go out to my list, I'm not sharing my home address, just something that I like to do. So let's see.
Exactly. And as I mentioned, if you don't need a physical PO box, if you just Google online business address services, there's lots of services out there that you can get a digital address essentially, and you can use that for the same purposes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So now I'm in the campaign creator, and remember, I already uploaded my contacts. I've got about 200 in here. So the campaign title is internal. Whenever in doubt, you just hover over these little eyes. It's going to tell you what you're looking at. But this is just internal for us. So I would say market update or newsletter. You might even put a date on it for yourself to remember. It's pretty much going to be listed as all the campaigns you've ever sent in chronological order. The sender is that Gmail API that you guys watch me set up within 3 or 4 seconds. If your list is anything over 300 people, again, like go search for the articles on SMTP creation. From name, I would definitely recommend putting it from a human being instead of your brokerage or your real estate brand. Put it from yourself. You're going to get a higher open rate. Subject, these are called tokens or custom fields or custom values, depending on which software you're in. And so this is going to pull from that list of contacts when it sends to all 200, it's going to pull their first name in here. So those little squiggly lines are super important. Keep them there. And if you want to have their name in the subject line, if you don't, right, I would say something that's kind of eye-catching, right? So how about first name, Bob, have you seen what's happening in the market? Right? Now you're going to give them a market. If you do this regularly, if you do it monthly, you could even just help people understand that they're in a sequence. So you could do something like, update, market update, right? So that they know, because it's not directly going to them. I do recommend not overusing the first name personalization in the subject line if it's not actually personalized, because you'll start to lose that open rate when you do send out something personalized. So you could do market update, and then something catchy. I don't know, home prices are dropping. What does this mean? Right? So something like that. And then we choose the video. So we're choosing this market update video, save and continue. Put following in the chat or an F in the chat if you're following. If I'm moving too fast, tell me. Let's see. So here's your video header. This is a personalization text on top of the video. So I would do something like, Bob, I thought you'd want to be aware of the market updates. ... Now look at, this is just the email builder down here, but look, I love this part is seeing the preview. So far, this is what our email looks like. I'm waving like a maniac. You can see that there's relevant expert information on the screen, and your name, their name is right here in this bar on top. By like a yes in the chat, you're like, yes, I think people would pay attention to this. It's got personality, it's got you, it's got the flavor of it.
Paige, while you're here, we had a really good question too. Just scroll up a little bit. I think Eddie, Kish, and some others, they had a question is, where can we find the list of tokens? And it's actually right there. It's where it says insert token. This is the list of all the tokens that are going to be included by default. So these are the ones that are already in the system. However, you can also add custom properties into Dubb. So it can say address or second address or whatever other contacts or fields you want to add. So those are the default tokens, but you can also add custom fields.
Yes, you could also add, I'll give some more creative examples. The year they last sold their home.
Exactly.
You've got that.
Yep.
You can say, I know it's been a little while since you sold your home insert that custom token 2020, well, I guess 2008, right? Just wanted you to make sure you know what's going on in the market. Okay, Rick says yes. Awesome. How do you add custom fields? Let's pop over to that in just a second.
I was going to say, I'll share the article here. You can continue with what you're doing, Paige.
Perfect. Okay, here's what I would do in this place. You don't want to just send an email that looks like this. Anybody agree? This looks kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm getting a thumbs up. I'm like, well, it's missing something. It's missing a signature. It's missing some context. Guess what AI is allowing us to do is cut corners. So I would actually open a new tab with Dubb in it. And in this new tab, I'm actually going to ask the AI to write an email. Where are we? Write an email on the, what is it? March 2023 update on the real estate market in, oh my gosh, you had to pick the one that I actually don't know how to spell. Eddie's laughing at me. Murphy's, it's in my tab. I can see it. SBROR. Oh, okay, submit.
There you go.
Okay, so now this is composing that email and we can use something pretty quickly from this. If you're not utilizing AI at this point, like, let's do it. Let's get on. Here we go. Dear name, keep in mind, this is AI writing it. This is not the official Dubb token. Don't use that bracket the way it is. You're going to use the way Dubb puts it. So I'm just going to go from here. I'm writing to provide you with an update. In the month of March, the data shows, okay, boring. For those looking to buy, the average, okay. You don't want it to be too data heavy because you want people to get into the.
Someone mute.
Those looking to buy, the average, this is increasing from the previous months. Humor when you can use it. Okay. Humor when you can use it. If you can write a joke somehow here, it'll be really, really great. Overall, these market trends indicate that the real estate market remains strong. If you want to see, so I would do something like this. If you want to get my take on it and see what this can mean for you if you're buying or selling in the next 6 months, check out my video update below. Make sense? If you have questions, so that's probably, that last line would probably go below the video. So I'm just going to take these 4 lines. I know I'm moving fast. If there's typos, that's not the point. The point is to just show you. At the very top of this email, how do we start most emails that are personalized? We insert a token. We insert the first name. So Bob, I don't know why I'm always using Bob. Alex, I'm writing to provide you with an update, right? Make it more personal if you want, but there we go. We've got a short email, okay, with a video. Compelling, right? All you need is a sign off And Darius, if you're able to drop in the chat how to create the insert signature, there's a setting where you can put your signature in once, even a beautiful designed rich HTML signature with an animated GIF, whatever you want. And then once you put it in the settings, you only have to check this box when you're on the actual email. So there will be an article for that too. Just put it in your place of notes for these Thursday workshops. Let's say I added my signature, everything looks good. Little ninja hack. I like to put the signature. I'm just gonna put this, but I would put, my full signature. And in fact, I love the rich signature, so I actually put it in the settings. I like to put a couple of spaces. Why? I don't really want the word unsubscribe right under my signature with my phone number, email, and all the sweet stuff. So I do put a little gap here. Ninja move, take it if you want it. If that doesn't make any sense to you, then just move on. Okay, I go to save and continue. And here's where I could put in unique individual emails. I could use an inclusion tag, and I can exclude. Hopefully that makes sense. So if I've tagged people as client or prospect, I can include that, and I can exclude things if I want. If you got here and you're like me, and this is a brand new account, and keep in mind, this is just my demo account. I've been using Dubb for 2 years, and you don't actually have any tags associated. Watch how fast this is going to happen. I'm going to click on my entire database here, 201 people. See that? I just clicked here, select it all. And I'm going to go to here and I'm going to add a tag, and I'm going to call this, I'm just going to call this my mailing list, and I'm going to put everybody on this tag. It would be to your benefit, no matter which system you're using, to actually, what are we doing here? To organize your clients and differentiate your prospects and stuff. But I just wanted to go full steam on showing you how to set up this email campaign. So now that we're here, and we're at recipients level, I can choose this inclusion list, and it's going to tell me that it's sending to this many.
And then the exclusion would be a perfect example of buyers and sellers. So if you have a list of buyers in your CRM and a list of sellers, and you want to send an update to buyers, but not sellers, then you would include the mailing list, but exclude the sellers, just as an example of how you can use the inclusion and exclusion lists.
That's great. Yeah, that's a really good example. So, and then I just go to save and continue, and you have two options to either send it now or schedule it. It's very simple. And then agree not to spam or be a jerk of any kind. And then you can send that. Okay. All right. So that was the market update. And one of the questions that I want to come full circle on, which was, what about using market updates as a lead magnet and a lead generation tool? Is anybody still interested in that? Is that making sense? Is that ringing a bell? Okay. The best place to do that is, who here is being visible on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, some kind of social channel, right? I feel like we're all kind of knowing that social visibility is important. The best place to do that is featured and highlighted in your profile. So think about your LinkedIn profile, think about your Facebook profile, think about where you are posting content, whether it's a personal page or a business page. More than likely it's personal because it's got a more algorithmic reach. In that profile, almost all profiles have banners or some ability to put a featured profile link. Thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about, if at least this is making sense and resonating. Okay, you can send people to a link with a market update, allowing people to opt in. Okay, I know we only have 8 minutes in this workshop, so I'm wondering, where did Ruben go? Is he still here? Do I have time to show a demo, or would you guys be interested in a demo? If I can show you how to set this up in 5 minutes, Kish, I'm getting good feedback from you. So if I can show you in 5 minutes how to create an opt-in opportunity, would you be interested so you can put it on your social media and generate cold leads? Not people who are already on your database. All right, good. I'm getting a lot more feedback.
Lots of yeses, Paige.
Awesome.
Let's get to it. All right, awesome. So let me pull up my screen. Here we go. Massive imperfect action. I'm going to share this so that you could walk away from this call and go ahead and hit record. I'm just going to go back to the dashboard, fresh start here, okay? We've already recorded the market update. That was step number 1. Step number 2 is to actually record us promoting the market update. So I'm going to hit record. I'm going to go full screen. All right. And I'm acknowledging that they have just come from seeing something on social media. Hey, I'm so grateful for you landing here and you've been checking out the content. I'm so passionate about real estate in Murfreesboro. Can't wait for you to figure out what's going on in the market. I actually just did a market update. I would love to email that to you. So just put your details below and I'll make sure that you get immediate access to that. And hopefully you'll find that very useful. And if you need any support or have any additional questions on your real estate buying and selling the next couple of months, you let me know. All right, talk soon. So not perfect, but how many people saw how quickly I accomplished that? Like you don't need to spend a ton of time to make things perfectly perfect.
I think the not perfect is actually more perfect than perfect, because if you're going for perfection, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot and waste a whole bunch of time. And when you just get things done, that's actually more perfect than perfect, if that makes sense, because it's better. Okay.
Yeah. So I would do something like, remember, always give it a title. Don't leave it as the standard video created by. I would say something like, what's happening in Murphy? Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm going to visit there. And I'm going to say it like a million times. What's happening in real estate, right? Or is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? Those kind of questions that you can answer are really useful for people. Notice how I said, if you put your information below, I'll send it to you. All right, we've only got 5 minutes on the clock, so I'm going to move really, really fast, but there are tutorials. Assets, go into forms. I'm going to set this up very, very fast so you guys can see this. I've got my 2 videos already created, so now I'm going to go create forms. Remember, there's video tutorials every time you jump on that screen. I'm going to create a new form. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say market update lead or opt-in. Does that make sense to everybody? They're opting in for this. Form title, this is for internal name for your form. Form title, it's great to have a really compelling header. So, right, and then I should have just copied it and pasted it from the title. What you should know. You can even get more specific in March, if you're going to do these once a month, and update your social link in March 2023 about buying or selling. Get specific in, oh my gosh, I'm going to be an expert in this city typing that. Form description. This is a subheader for the form. This can be another opportunity for you to say something like, get personal. I'd love to support you in understanding if now is a good time to buy or sell. And by putting your information in below, then I'm going to send it to you right away and look forward to connecting. If you want to go the extra mile and say you can always unsubscribe at any point if you don't want to be on my list, you can do that. It lowers people's barriers. Select the button. And I would do a custom text. And I would say, because you can choose any of these, get the course next, take me there, I'm in. I think what makes more sense is get the market update. Be in the know, whatever you want to put there. I would do emails required, first name, right? I would require the first name. I would actually put phone as optional. I find that 40% or more of people, when phone is optional, they'll actually put it on there. And this was a question we had. How do you actually add custom fields? It's right here and it's in the settings. So this opens a new tab and would allow me to add a custom field. Oh, I'm running out of time, you guys, 3 minutes. So we're at the cut here. Are you which best describes you, which best describes you, right? And then an internal name is created. I'm going to do a checkbox. Thinking of selling in the next 6 months, right? Add one.
Just
first
looking.
time home buyer. You get it. I could put 5 or 15 of these, but I'm actually just going to stop here for sake of time. And you can always come back in and adjust this. I'm going to go back into the form and now I'm going to add that question in the form. Why do I add one question in the form? That's a really simple, I'm just going to check that box. It feels more like a conversation. I call it a micro commitment. It allows people to actually feel like they're engaging with you instead of just giving you their information. All right, if you guys have seen what we've done so far, once this form is completed, just 2 more little ninja moves we're going to do. We're going to forward to a URL. Yes, we're going to email them the link to the market update. I'm in another tab right now, and I'm actually going to go grab the URL for the video that is the market update. I need to stop getting those to pop up. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to copy URL. stay with me here. When the form is completed, it's going to automatically forward, AKA redirect, to the market update. Ta-da! The tags. I'm probably going to tag them on my mailing list. I'm probably going to tag them as a market update opt-in. Okay, add as a new tag. And I'm going to send a notification email to myself. Why am I going to do that? As soon as somebody fills out this form for my social media, it's going to let me know. And then I get to go back into Dubb and then send them a personalized message. All right, is everybody following me so far? I can't see the chat and I know we only have 1 minute, so I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to go back to the top video page, which is this one right here, which we're going to feature on the social media, okay? And I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go into details and I'm going to add a call to action. Whenever you hear call to action, just think of, oh, that's the button. I'm going to create a new one and I'm going to create it for the form. Market update, opt-in. Is everybody following me so far? What's the consensus in the chat? Type form, select the form, market update opt-in. I just created it. There's a bunch of fancy settings here you can read about if you want to use those or not. And then I'll just go ahead and say, get the update. Boom. All right. Save and close. We're coming to the end of time here. If you've got 60 more seconds for me, you're going to see that this is already done and I will fulfill my promise of having built this funnel in just a few minutes. Now, if you look here, you've got the first video. Hey, I'm so grateful for you. So grateful you're here. Get the update. Promise them the update. They fill in their information. They say, oh, I'm thinking of selling, or whatever options you have here. Get the market update. Automatically redirects to the update. What can you do now and what do you have? You've got them in your contact database. And you can go reach out to them with a personalized video, which is how we started off today's call. What do you do next once you've created this? You actually take the top page of this and you go put it featured prominently on your social media. I know we are out of time, but I can't wait to show you guys more hacks about how to optimize your banner, how to make it really clickable, how to make it really sticky, how to make people excited to click on that. Then you've generated more leads on your email list. By a show of yes, have you gotten value out of today's call? Pop in what you'd hope to see on next call if you want to. If there was something I didn't cover, put that in there as well. I've got a few more. Oh, great. Yes. Oh, you guys are awesome. We're doing this every Thursday. So come join us on Thursdays. I'm absolutely honored to be a power user of Dubb. I love this platform. Working directly with Lynn Schuster-William, Darius, Rob, and Ruben, the guys at Dubb, and I'm here to help. If you want more help directly from me, just pop your email in the chat and I'll reach out to you directly. Just so excited you guys are here. And then please come next week as well. Let us know what you hope to see. This was fantastic. Thank you, Dubb team. Share, awesome. Kish, yes, I'll connect with you guys. That's wonderful. If there are any questions, let us know. We're so excited about this. Based on what you guys suggest, I guess I can kind of give you some previews of what's coming up next. We've talked about optimizing your social profile so that people will click on your new profile. There's a really cool thing inside of Dubb called a bio link, so I'll show you that next. Now that we've got people who have automatically joined into our CRM here on Dubb, how can you connect and integrate those with some of your other real estate CRMs? How can we automatically follow up with them using workflows and drip sequences and emails? What do we say in those emails? There is so much more to come. A lot to do in just 1 hour. Thank you guys for staying with us a couple of minutes over. And I'm going to stop talking and see if there's anything that you guys needed or we wanted to wrap this up. But thank you for your time and attention today.
If anyone,
Paige, you are awesome. I wanted to encourage people to invite your friends. You know, if there's members on your team, if there's, friends, different towns, different cities, whatever you'd like to do, more the merrier. We'd love to bring more people into this community. Great job, Paige.
Absolutely. The other thing is if anyone has ideas for stuff they'd like to cover, we got a couple like CMAs we'll be covering, a couple things like that. If you guys have some topics you'd like to cover, just reach out to our team. Paige, Darius, support@dubb.com. Any of those things. We're all in the cahoots and cohorts here. So we're all friends. You tell us what you'd like to see in these trainings. We're going to be bringing it no matter what. But if there's some specific lessons that you guys want to see more information on, let us know. Reach out, and we'll compile a very valuable list here based on what you guys want to learn.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Robert says monthly newsletter. There's also, we haven't even talked about, there's a Facebook lead integration. If you were ready and raring to go to run some ad, there's so many different things on this platform. I see that. Yeah, Jose's running those and then reaching out. The average person, especially if they're a cold lead and you spend so much money, time, and creative energy getting that lead, and you reach out personally like Jose is doing, you are miles ahead of the average agent in the country. Then if you take that and you do 6 to 16 touch points, which is the statistical average for getting people to take action with you, and you automate those touch points, boom, mind blown. That's how you can actually not be glued to your phone and enjoy some of your life, right? That's what we all want. So I'm clearly very passionate about this stuff. So excited to see you guys next week. And I will follow up with those of you that put your emails to connect directly.
Right on. We appreciate you guys. Thanks as always. And
hey, Darius, real quick.
Yeah.
The last part that Paige covered, is there a video for that? Can you put it on the link on the chat?
The form part of it. Yes. So yes, I don't have it right this second, Jose. Let me dig a little bit for it. I can't remember if I put it in this newsletter video. I think it's part of that one. So let me double check. But and if not, Jose, just reach me out after I can get it shared with you.
And we can go over that again. That's a great question, Jose, because by show of hands, who saw that if I was able to completely spur of action, create that in 5-6 minutes, you could do it too, right? And you could do it on a monthly basis, and you could change out your banner profile, and you could become more relevant, and you could generate organic leads that you don't have to pay for. So I'm excited. We could actually go through that slower with more resources. You can do PDF downloads. If any of you have nice designed, seller checklists, we can incorporate that into the mix. There's so much more we can do. So thank you for asking about that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think that's one we'll have to cover a couple of times, because posting to social is like teaching you how to fish for yourself. It's really good. So I think we'll cover that a couple of times.
Yeah. Awesome. Go out and conquer, you guys. Just dub it. Just hit record.
Just do it.
Do we going to get the recording for this meeting?
We will. Yes, we will be sharing the update on a week, because it's going to be every week, and we'll be sharing the recordings as well with everyone.
Okay, so we can share to our colleagues and friends so they can come and actually.
Please do. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you so much. We're almost to the end of the week, and you guys get to do it all over again on Saturday.
Thank you.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.